Hello 551. Thank you so much for tuning in to Kobe's tutorial number 4. The subject of this tutorial is camera tracking in Nuke. So this is not the Zoom session because the Zoom session we were experiencing, Niha showed up, thank you Niha, and we were experiencing a ton of technical difficulties because I'm remote desk. I don't have Nuke on my computer because a Nuke license is $11,000, I'm pretty sure, and the USC computers have Nuke, but they kind of struggle to run Nuke sometimes. I'm not sure if that's the case for all of the computers, but the computer that I remote in has some problems. But anyways, we're gonna make it work. Hopefully we don't run into those technical issues now. But here we are in Nuke. Our last tutorial, Nuke tutorial, was about keying, masking, and keyframing. We're going to have to probably use all of those skills to do what we are going to be doing today. So, let's get started. The tutorial before that was camera tracking in After Effects, oh shoot, where is our footage? Oh, Kobe tutorial, no. Tutorial 4, so I'll have I'll upload all this footage so if you want to follow along. But yeah, this was the result we got from that. Was pretty cool. We have our subject walking in New York, and as you can see, the background is moving, even though we're using a stationary plate. But and the background is moving in accordance with the camera movement that's taking place in this footage here. So that's pretty cool. That's what we're going to learn. We did that in After Effects 2 tutorials ago, but now we're going to do it in Nuke, which is the more professional software, I suppose, even though I think After Effects does most of the same, pretty much all the same stuff. It's a lot easier, it runs faster, but Nuke is really cool. It's really professional, and it's nice that there's this node-based workflow. Anyways, let's get started. So, masking in Nuke, masking this kind of footage, so I just imported our footage into there, and so we have these two different pieces of footage, and yeah, keying this is going to be a little bit more complicated because we have these points to get rid of. We need those points because we're doing camera tracking, but they are going to complicate the process of keying. Last time we could just make a key light node, and that will just immediately get rid of everything. So this is our key light node. We're still going to do that, obviously, to get rid of that green, but it's not going to be as easy. What we're actually going to have to do is we're going to have to isolate the alpha by going screen mat, and we're going to have to isolate the alpha of our subject and get rid of the alpha here, and then convert the alpha back into colored footage. So let's get started. We're going to have to branch this out and make a separate key light for the blue footage. Obviously, the blue footage here. So Control, and we're going to make this little branch, and we're going to then make another key light node for the blue. Source. So here is our key light node. Now, as a reminder to do that, eyedropper and Control, click. Oh, you can't tell, but that worked because the viewer or that node wasn't selected. But let's see. All right, so that's a start. We probably want to increase that a little bit. So we want to get rid of the matte of that, and then we want to merge these two. Merge. You could also just press M. And so we're now merging these two, and we want to make that merge multiply. And there we go. So that's almost there. We'll probably want to do a little bit of adjustment to get the alpha looking better, obviously. But we'll get there. We'll get there. First, let's roto out the part that isn't green screen that we don't really want at all. So reminder of how to roto O. Just press O to create that roto node, or you can do it the other way. But we're going to do that, and then we are going to merge in. So we are going to go there, and then we're going to make another merge node to merge in our mask. Oh, but we didn't. Obviously, we did not yet. Oh, sorry. Thing that I didn't do yet. Let's change the format to 1080p, because that's what we want. Probably should have done that before. I probably should have saved the project before. Nuke tutorial 4. All right, cool. So let's make our mask. Let's make our mask. So that's our footage. We want to get rid of all that stuff. So let's do it. And it's a pretty rough mask, but it'll do the job. All right, there we go. That's our mask. So let's view that. Oh, and what I didn't do is I need to change the operation from over to in. See? And then everything's gone other than this, all of this stuff that we don't want. So let's get rid of that. And the way we do that is by adjusting this a little bit. So this is the green. So let's, oh, see, that's way better right there. But we still have those blue things. So we're kind of steadily getting rid of those. A problem I should mention, this isn't the best footage. Hopefully, as you can see here, her shorts here look pretty similar to the blue color. It's not super well lit. I probably should have added some saturation to the footage, but hopefully your footage you won't have these issues, but we'll work with it. It'll be fine. So that's a good start. Let's maybe move this over. Yeah, that's better. Cool. All right. That's good for now. Next, what we're gonna do is the process of doing what I was describing earlier, which is converting the alpha back into a color. And the way we do that is with a shuffle node. Shuffle. So there it is. And we go RGB red to RGB alpha. And you'll see it in just in a sec. The other thing you have to do is you have to merge that in with this shuffle is the B node. And that's the A node. Let's put that there. Oh, instead of merge over, we are going to merge in. Right, so that's good. That's pretty much what we want right there. That looks pretty good for now. Then we have our key. Obviously this tutorial isn't about keying, but keying is super important when you have to deal with keying out two different colors, two different material, or the trackers and the green screen. So let's move on to combining that with our footage. So we have to create another merge node for this footage, right? We want to add this. But as you can see, this is 4K. That's not good. So we're going to have to make a reformat node. And that, because I put in earlier the overall composition settings, it converted it right to 1920 by 1080. So that's good. Next, a merge node. So we are going to that's just a normal merge over. So there we are. Oh, as you can see, this footage doesn't look very strong. Auto alpha. That did the job. So that looks pretty good for now. Let's make sure to add a transform node there so we can move our subject around a little bit. Move her there. Maybe scale her up a little bit. Another thing, so since we're about to be doing camera tracking, that means the background is going to move. So we actually want the background to be a lot bigger, because if it's not bigger, then some of the screen is just going to go away. So there we go. Making it a little bigger. And also, just for some depth of field, let's add some blur to the background. We didn't do that in the After Effects tutorial. We probably should have, and the footage would have looked better. But yeah, that kind of gives us some focus on our subject, which is what we want. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, so I think we're ready now for camera tracking. Something we probably want to start at. Let's see where we want to start. Okay, we don't want to start there. We want to start past the slate. 375, I think, was where is where all that stuff goes away. Perfect. So if you're working with the sample footage and following along, I guess move it to 375. That's probably where you'll want to start your tracking from. So let's do it. Let's track our footage. So the way that we will do this is we'll get rid of all this. We're going to add a tracking node, tracker node. So there's our tracker. We're going to connect that to the footage, and then we're going to track a point. And we can track multiple points, which is probably a good idea, but since this is just a static plate, and we're not doing anything too complicated, we probably can just get away with tracking one point. So let's track that one point. Alright, so now as you can see, our point is being tracked. It's pretty simple with doing this with one single plate, because you can just do this, but when it gets pretty complicated when you want to do full-on 3D tracking to take your footage into a 3D environment. It's not that complicated. It can be done in both Nuke and After Effects, and it's really cool. That's when I think that compositing gets really awesome, but that's probably beyond the scope of these tutorials. And yeah, so we'll wait for this track to be done. If you have questions about that, you can reach out to me. Let me know. I can send you some tutorials on how to actually do 3D camera tracking and basically take your subject into Maya. Oh, we're running into, hopefully the computer doesn't crash. This is kind of where it was crashing during my tutorial with Neha, so let's hope this doesn't crash. Nuke not responding. Maybe I'll pause it here while we wait for Nuke to... Oh, we're good! Yes! That's great news. Alright, so we're back. 375. We got our track. As you can see, it shows how the camera moves basically that way. Did a great job. This was a good track. So now what we got to do is this. We got to say match move and then create. And this creates this other node that we can attach to this footage and get the movement that we desire. Alright, so there we are. Oh, we actually want that to go there. Oh, shoot. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to put that there. Oh, no. I think the computer's lagging a little bit. I might have to pause it and restart. Yeah. One of the problems with remote desktoping. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to save my progress here and restart the computer, but I will be right back. Stay tuned, and we will connect our footage and render it out. Okay, we are back. So let's... Alright, so there we go. We have our... Hopefully we still have... Yep, our track is still there. So let's connect and see what we've got. Yeah, good, good. Looks pretty good. And let's see if we have our plate movement. Let me change this to... I'm going to lower the resolution so it's not as... Yeah, so as you can see, the background is moving in accordance with this track. Just so we don't see that, I'm going to press that. That was this thing right here. Yeah, so this looks pretty good. And, oh, here's something that's not that good is the key, but that's to be expected with the kind of footage we had. And we could go and we could refine the key a good amount, but you get it. You know how to do that. You just go into key light and adjust the gain. The problem actually isn't with the green, it's with the blue because of how similar her shorts look to. Ooh, yeah, let's turn that down. Oh yeah, see, that's a lot better, but now you can start to see the trackers. We don't want that. So it's kind of a bit of a... You can press A. No, let's not do that. You get it. You can finesse it as much as you need to the point where you want it, but let's see. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's maybe let's see how far we have to go. See, a problem now though is our mask. This comes back to keyframing. We're gonna have to move our mask around a little bit just so we don't encounter that same issue. So this will automatically key it away. Yeah, so we can just go to 750. We'll render it out to 750. But yeah, as you can see, the mask is now keyed, so our mask is going to move, which is good. Oh, hold on. All right. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, let's not render that far. Let's just go to 750. All right, so we have our footage now. It looks pretty good. It looks good enough. But yeah, you see now we have our background movement, which is what we wanted. So that's camera tracking. So let's render it out. Right. All right. Right node file. Let's call it tutorial for render 1 .mov. Save. All right, and we wanted to do frame 375 to 750. Okay. All right, so now we'll wait for this render to take place. But yeah, that's 3D, or not 3D, that's basic camera tracking in Nuke. It's pretty straightforward. It gets pretty complicated when you want to integrate this into your 3D environments. I think you probably learn how to do that in the VFX class. I think that's probably I think that's the big project in the VFX class, is taking 2D or taking live action footage and compositing that into in Maya. And you can see how once you do that, you can pretty much do anything, which is pretty cool. You can do the same thing in After Effects actually, but yeah, that's compositing. That's what we're gonna be. That's the extent of Kobe's tutorials on kind of traditional VFX before transitioning into virtual production. And this is our render. It looks pretty good. The key obviously not great, but yeah, there she is. She's walking, and yeah, that's camera tracking, and it looks pretty good. So that's camera tracking in Nuke. Thank you so much for watching. Our next tutorials we're gonna dive into If you have more questions about Nuke or After Effects or traditional VFX, let me know. But next tutorial, we're going to transition into Unreal Engine and virtual production. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all soon.